Now I'm going to print documents from my computer to the 4595. The documents get sent to us over email, and then to use a document off of email, I drag it onto my desktop. So, and I'm on a Macintosh. So here I have a couple of documents that are attached to an email. One of them is the request form, so I drag that over to the desktop and it copies it to the desktop. And then the second thing is the actual document to be printed. I also drag that over to the desktop. So there's the document to be printed. This one is the form that tells me how it's supposed to be printed. I'm going to hide my email so it doesn't get in our way. So I'm going to open up the form that tells me how to print the job. It says punched 1 to 2 sided and 200 copies. I always print a copy of this document first. I hit the command button on the keyboard and P for print. And up comes a print window. This little window over here shows me, it's a little preview of how it's going to print. This is the whole print window. Over in this area, I choose which printer I'm going to send it to. I'm going to go to this one, 4595A, and then I have presets for how, telling the machine how I want it printed, but for this case, I'll go ahead and do it as if I didn't have a preset. I change it to standard. I want letter. I'm going to leave all that. It's going to scale it so that it fits on a whole page, and then I hit print. And then I have to put a job code in, and that one happens to be the right one, and hit OK. I can either click OK with my mouse or hit enter, and it'll send it. Okay, now the actual document that they want to print is a docx, which means it's a Word file, which will also work. The PDF file is actually the best way to print a document, because you know that the person's fonts and everything are going to come out the way that they intended. When it's a docx file or a .doc file, my machine might not have the same fonts as somebody else's machine, so they might not print correctly. But I'm going to go ahead and open this Microsoft Word file. I'm dragging the Microsoft Word file on top of the W, which is Microsoft Word, and now it opens it up. It looks like a kind of a standard worksheet. And I'm checking by scrolling down that this is in fact a 2-page document. Sometimes there's an extra blank page and you don't want that. Okay, so they want 2-sided, punched, and 200 copies. So I'm on the Word document. Again, to go to the printer, I hit Command on the keyboard and P, and then up pops the print window. I choose the printer that I want to go to. I'm going to go to the same one that I just sent that initial order form to, and then I'm going to leave it at standard so that I can show you how to do all the settings. Under copies and pages, this is where I tell it how many copies I want, and they wanted 200, so I type in 200. And then right here, there's a little pull down. I can start adding in all the specs for the job. Most of it falls under, well, first of all, they want 1 to 2 sided. The first thing is under layout. That's where I pick 2-sided. So I tell it I want it to 2-sided, and I want it to flip on the long edge of the paper. If I put short edge, they'd wind up upside down to each other, the front and the back, but I put long edge and then they'll wind up back to back. Okay, now I go under Xerox features, and I have to tell it that I want it to offset the stack per set, and then under set 2 of the Xerox features is where the hole punching is, and this is also where if I was going to staple the job, I could pick stapling, much like it is on the actual keypad on the copier. Okay, I don't want stapling on this job though. I just want hole punching. I want hole punching on the left, and then hole punching settings. I'm going to put 3, and that's it. I hit print, and then this is where it prompts me to put the copy code in because of our billing. I hit OK, and the job gets sent off to the printer.